Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now, you already know time and energy is the highest forms of currency, my G. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that moolah, getting to that guap, but understand one thing. Time and energy is the highest forms of currency, my G, at all times. I mean, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. Always keep that on the front of your mental Rolodex. You understand? When you're moving through this world, when you're moving through this matrix, always understand that time and energy are the highest forms of currency. There is no money. There is no paper. There is no coins. There is no gold. There is no materialistic things that outweighs time and energy. And I want to stress that. And you already know that's the first thing I'm going to give y'all, time and energy. Secondly, big salute to all the day one investors. You understand? Listen, I got some real riders. You know what I mean? That's why I never call them subscribers. I never call them fans. I always call them investors. Because yeah, that's what you guys are. Investors. Y'all invest your time. Y'all invest your energy into the channel. And we growing organically. I mean, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. You already know how I give it up. Now listen, man. I'm an old head. You feel me? 80s baby, early 80s baby. You feel me? So yeah, man. Hopped in the jacuzzi. Shit got me tired, but I already told y'all I was gonna come back. I already told y'all I was gonna go live again tonight, and here we are. Tired or not, we jumping in the melting pot. We gonna talk about this thing now. Like I said, my day one investors, solid soldiers. They invest their time, their energy into the channel when we growing organically. But then again, I want to give a big salute to all my newcomers, all my new investors, everybody that's just tapping into the channel, everybody that's getting wind of the information and tapping into Grown Man Business TV. Everybody that want a taste of that grown man business, yeah, that real big dog perspective, that real big dog thought process. They've been tapping in and the numbers been going up. We approaching 18,000 subscribers as we speak. I mean, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. So big salute to all the newcomers. Now, again, time and energy is the highest forms of currency. You already know. You already know. So all I can say, all I ask is that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share all the extras that come with the channel. It only helps the channel grow, and we growing this thing organically. We not playing no games. We not taking no shortcuts. There is not one content creator on YouTube, on this app, that can say that they put Grown Man Business on their back and took them to the next level. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when you listen to a lot of these big YouTubers, these big content creators, you understand what I'm saying? They always point at the smaller YouTubers and they start saying, yeah, I helped you out. Yeah, I made you blow up. I'm the reason for your success. You wouldn't have had X, Y, and Z if it wasn't for me. And I'm telling you, Grown Man Business TV, me, you already know, us. We are the only channel. We are the only platform that nobody can point out. Nobody has said one time that they did anything to grow this channel. So when I tell you it's organically, I mean that. And listen, you already know all the organic fruit, it take a little longer to ripe. It take a little longer to grow. It take a little longer for you to be able to digest it. All the organic drinks is more healthy. You already know anything that's organic is more expensive. You already know how the game go. So over here, we are growing the channel organically. So listen, all the newcomers, all the new subscribers, all the new investors, be sure to invest that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button when you come into the room, when you come into the channel, when you indulge in this information. You understand what I'm saying? Now listen, man. I had fun earlier. You know, I went live earlier today and I had a good time talking about Freaky Mills. Freaky Mills the Transformer. You already know because Meeky Mills, Cheeky Mills, you know, Freaky Mills, he is a transformer. You know, on one hand, he's a gangster rapper. straight out of the mean streets of Philadelphia, something like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You understand? North Philly, South Philly, whatever part of Philly, it's the mean streets of Philly. And then on the other hand, when he get around them billionaires, he's bunny hopping Meek. He's a transformer. He's liable to turn from a gangster, you understand me, to a sex slave. He's liable to turn from a gangster to a freak off participant. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. And I had to approach this situation because when I go into the DM, this is what people are asking about. Big G and B TV, the Oracle, and don't you forget the TV, and you better always remember the Oracle. What's your perspective on Meek Mills? What's your perspective? What's your thoughts on everything that's going on with Meek Mills? And I went in earlier, and I got a good feedback on that. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to everybody that was involved in the chat. Big salute to everybody that double backed and watched that live. You know what I'm saying? We no longer call them Meek Mills. We call them Freaky Mills. And if we don't call them Freaky Mills, we call them Cheeky Mills. And if we don't call them Cheeky Mills, we call them Meek Mills, bunny hopping Meek. Bunny hopping Meek, because we all saw them bunny hopping. And then I like to add the transformer because I know, Freaky Mills is liable to be a gangster one minute and he's liable to be a sex slave the next minute. I mean, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. So we had a good time talking about that and exposing, just how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to P. Diddy, when it comes to the victims, when it comes to this whole situation that's taking place with Puffy. We went through that whole situation. And, if you really want that info, if you want the details, check my last live out. But this live right here, right? Because after we have fun with the whole Freaky Mill situation, after we, we make light of everything that's going on between Puffy and Freaky Mills, I like to double back and I like to point the finger at the higher-ups and the elites. One thing for sure, two things for certain. When it comes to this channel, you already know I'm here to expose the higher-ups and the elites. The problem is a lot of the people from the culture, a lot of people from hip hop, they fall right under the higher-ups and the elites. It's a lot of rappers, it's a lot of entertainers, it's a lot of actors that are participating in the activities, the same activities that the higher-ups and the elites participate in. You understand what I'm saying? So while exposing the higher-ups and elites, there's going to be times where we're going to have to talk about these rappers. We're going to have to talk about these actors. We're going to have to talk about these black moguls because they will be soon exposed, just like the higher-ups and the elites gets exposed. The same thing that's going on with Diddy, the same thing that's going on with Meek Mills, the same thing that's going to go on with a lot of other, you understand, higher-ups and the elites. I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And I told y'all it is now Freaky Mills. Freaky Mills, a.k.a. Cheeky Mills. You can call them Cheeky Mills or you can call them Freaky Mills because either way, that boy got freaky at those jump-off parties. He got freaky at those freak-offs. He really did his thing. He held it down. He kept the billionaires happy. He kept Puff Daddy happy. They been happy with Freaky Mills. The billionaires smile and they get excited every time Freaky Mills comes to the mansion. And Puff Daddy, he calls him Daddy. He calls Freaky Mills Daddy every time he records him. Every time he sees him, you hear him calling Freaky Mills Daddy. And you see them wearing matching outfits, like couples do. When you with your shorty, you've been laying that grown man business down on her. She feeling you so much. She want to wear the same Jordans and the same outfit. She want matching outfits. When you laying that grown man business down on your shorty, she want to wear matching outfits. And I saw Freaky Mills and P. Diddy wearing matching outfits. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But on a grand scheme of things, on a bigger platform, on a bigger picture, when it come to these situations, Freaky Mills says something that stuck out to me. Freaky Mills said something that made my wheels get to turning. Red flags all over the field when I heard Freaky Mills say this one thing. See, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Within all the chaos, Within all the chaos, you're gonna always be able to find a diamond in the rough. You're always gonna be able to find a jewel drop. You're always gonna be able to find some truth in the situation if you can see through the smoke and mirrors, if you can pull the curtain back and you can see backstage. Yeah, if you can see backstage, you can see what's really going on. If you can see through the smoke and mirrors, you won't be blinded by the distractions. And Freaky Mills, he said something that caught my ear, caught my attention, and like I said, got the wheels turning. Red flags all over the field. And what Freaky Mills said was that, you know, they, it's always they. I say the higher ups and the elites. He said that they set this play out right before his album. Now, right before his album is supposed to drop. He said that the higher ups and the elites understood that his album was about to drop. And they created this narrative right before he dropped this album. Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I didn't know that Freaky Mills was dropping the album. You understand what I'm saying? It's been a long time, since I have looked forward to a Freaky Mills album. I think the last album that I listened to from Freaky Mills was Championships, and that was a fire album. You know what I'm saying? 1942. That was a fire album. Or a fire song, however. But it's been a minute since, I really was looking for some Freaky Mills music. So I didn't know that he was dropping an album, but just because I didn't know he was dropping an album, just because you didn't know he was dropping an album, doesn't mean the higher ups and the elites didn't know he was dropping an album. And like I said, when he made that statement, when he went on that rant, it kind of resonated with me because unlike many people, I'm tapped in on what's going on with the higher ups and the elites. Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Freaky Mills he's been through a lot with MMG. He's been through a lot with Ricky Ross, Officer Ricky. These dudes, these rappers are actors. And when you come to Grown Man Business TV, you already know I'm going to expose it for what it is. I'm going to just give it to you raw. There is no sugarcoating. There is no other platform on YouTube where you're going to be able to get the raw truth, the raw information without all the extras on top. So Freaky Mills has been having a long, drawn-out situation with Officer Ricky, Rick Ross. And yeah, they just did an album together. They reconciled and they was able to come to an agreement. They was able to, get on the same frequency when it comes to the music because, again, I told y'all, these puppets learn their ways from the higher ups and the elites. So, the higher ups and the elites, the owners of the music industry, them low hat people, they be giving these dirty contracts out for a long time, taking all your publishing, taking all your merchant, taking parts of your touring, really just taking advantage of your money. And then you got Jay-Z, you got Rick Ross, you got all of these other, puppets that come up under the Geppetto, that come up under the higher ups and the elites, and they learn exactly what to do. Puff Daddy, they learn how to rob you. You understand? Now, again, we're going to get into this thing, but I like to break it down, part by part, angle by angle, so that you can get the real due diligence. You can get the real, bird eye view of what I'm talking about this information. So again, Freaky Mills and Officer Ricky, they've been going back and forth through litigations trying to get the paperwork right when it comes to this music. Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, all of these puppets, they learn from the higher ups and the elites how to, situate and draw up a contract that's going to take advantage of your money, that's going to take advantage of your publishing, that's going to have you looking back at this contract 5 years from now saying something ain't right, the money ain't adding up. And it's no different, you know what I'm saying? If these guys do it at the top and then they teach the youngins how to do it and then the youngins do it to everybody else. So Rick Ross had Meek Mill in a crazy contract. He had him in one of the worst contracts in the music business. They act like they was friends all this time, but they had a falling out, if you do remember. And they came to Rick Ross. He's made a lot of money off Meek Mills. It's at a time, it's at a point in time where this black man go ahead and let this black man eat and say, listen, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you become independent. I'm going to let you have your publishing. I'm going to let you eat now. I done bought, 250 acres out there in Atlanta. I got Evander Holyfield's old house. You understand? I got a house with 113 rooms in it. I done ate good off of dreams and nightmares. I done ate good off of championships. I done ate good off of wins and losses. I done ate good off of all of these albums, Freaky Mills. So I'm gonna let you have them. I'm gonna let you get your publishing, and I'm gonna let you go independent, and I'm gonna let you get your money. Now, why am I saying all of this? Well, anytime a black man regains the rights to his likeness, regains the rights to his music, to his publishing, to his touring, and he becomes independent and he learns the game and he figures out I can do it on my own. And then he steps out and he tries to do it on his own. The higher ups and the elites are playing chess at the highest level at all times. And I can go down the line. I can go down a list of artists that went independent and got handled in different ways, my G. I'm going to just give you three. I'm going to give you three artists that went independent. You understand what I'm saying? Figured out how to get out the maze of the music business. Figured out how to get out of these contracts. Got out of the contract. Went independent. And before they could, take advantage of their independence, before they could really, really milk the cow the best way they know how, something happened. Now, you got Meek, you got Freaky Mills. He's who I'm talking about right now. And again, we had a good time with Freaky Mills, and I'm going to continue to call him Freaky Mills because when you read that paperwork, oh, Meek, Freaky Mills, listen, he was getting freaky. He was getting freaky at those freak offs. You understand me? Nipsey Hussle, you already know. You already know I was gonna bring Nip the Crip. You already know I was gonna speak on that. Nip Hussle. And last but not least, Tory Lanez. Oh, it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. Freaky Mills, Nipsey Hussle, and Tory Lanez. Three artists that went independent. Three artists that was able to cut out the middleman. They was able to chop out the guys with the BS contracts. They was able to get rid of the middleman. Nipsey used to say, F the middleman. These three guys actually got in position to do that. And Nipsey, we all know what happened to Nipsey when he cut out the middleman. We all know what happened to Nipsey Hussle. I talk about it all the time. I dedicate parts of my channel, parts of my platform to expose what's going on the West Coast and exactly, specifically what happened with Nipsey Hussle. And a lot of people don't like that. You should see my shorts talking about Nipsey. They do numbers. People coming in DMs, yo, that's a whole nother conversation. Tory Lanez. A lot of people don't understand why Tory Lanez is in jail right now. It's not because he allegedly did what he did to Bigfoot. Allegedly. Oh, it's so much deeper than rap. And I'm not going to go too deep into that because right now we're talking about Freaky Mills. But Tory Lanez was on the verge of taking full advantage of his independence. Tory Lanez had fulfilled his obligations when it comes to that contract he was under. He had dropped enough albums. He had did enough music. And now he was taking his fame, his fortune, his likeness. And he was taking it independent. Tory had did multiple things that alerted the higher ups and the elites. When he was selling the NFTs and he made $1 million in a day, and he was selling and doing his Spotify stream, doing big numbers with the streaming, but he had nobody with their hands in the pot. He had no middleman taking the cut. He was getting all that money by himself, and he was not only getting the money, but he was talking about it, and he was teaching other artists how to get the money. And he was telling them exactly what to do to get out of these contracts and to get independent and to get the money. He went on the Breakfast Club and he spoke a little bit too much. Tory Lanez. He got on the Breakfast Club and he got to talking a little bit too much. Nipsey Hussle did the same thing. He went on to the Breakfast Club and he got to talking a little bit too much. Now again, I like to lay down these angles. I like to lay these blocks down so you can get a real grip, so you can get a real bird's eye view on what I'm talking about. So you don't gotta be wondering, how did we get here? So Tory Lanez, Nipsey Hussle, and now we talking about Freaky Mills. Oh, Freak Mills, Freaky Mills, Cheeky Mills. Oh, the cheeks was out. Freaky Mills, the cheeks was out. So it can be Cheeky Mills if you want. It could be Bunny Hoppin' Meek if you want. But I like to call him Freaky Mills because he was doing a lot of freaking at them freak-offs. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But bigger than what he was doing at them freak-off parties with Puffy, he had did enough freak-offs, Freaky Mills. He had went to enough mansion parties. He been breaking, he folded enough times for the higher ups and the elites. He had did enough bunny hopping at the billionaire's house. He had did enough for Rick Ross to say, you know what? You done put enough work in this game. You done did enough. You at Puffy House more than I'm at Puffy House. Rick Ross was with Puffy a long time ago, and then all of a sudden you just saw them, really not hanging out like that. You didn't see Rick Ross in the same photos with Puffy, but in the beginning of his career, he was dealing with Puffy. And soon enough, you saw Ricky Ross back up off of Puffy. Oh, no, I don't know if I'm with that, homie. I don't know if I'm with that. Rick Ross went and did his own thing, and Puffy been doing his Ciroc and his Diddy Bop, and did he do it or did he not? Oh, he been doing his Ciroc and his Diddy Bop, and did he do it or did he not? Yeah, Diddy been doing a lot. And Meek Mills never left Diddy's side. So after he did enough work in the industry, after Diddy did enough work with Freaky Mills, him and Rick Ross sat down and they ironed out that contract. They ironed out that contract. And see, you got to understand something. Before the narrative was painted, before this lawsuit came out, before, the whole image of Freaky Mills being at these freak-off parties with Diddy, before this all happened, before this narrative was put into the public, Meek Mills was more like the voice of the trenches. He was more like the voice of the streets. I'm gonna be very honest with you. If you like it or not, Meek Mills is a rapper from Philly. Rappers from Philly, they got their own dialect. They got their own accent. They got their own energy. I always liked Philly rappers like Beanie Siegel and Oskino and Sparks and, a few other dudes. You know what I'm saying? The battle rapper, it's a few of them, right? And, Meek Mills was the one with the golden voice. That's why that song he did, Dreams and Nightmares, it still rang out in the club to this day. His voice, if you like it or not, Meek Mill voice speaks to the trenches. It speaks to the poverty-stricken side of you. We all come from poverty, and when you hear certain songs from Meek Mill, it touches that core base of what we come from, homie. This is if you like it or not. I'm not gonna be biased. I'm not gonna act like, Freaky Mills doesn't and didn't have that energy. Now, yeah, he do a lot of cornball stuff. He do a lot of lame things. But one thing for sure and two things for certain you can't take away from him is that when he get to rapping that certain rap, when he get to talking that certain talk, it resonates with us. And if you like it or not, the higher ups and the elites, they understand that. And not only do they understand it, but they are fearful. They are fearful. Why you think they have latched on to Freaky Mills so much? Why you think they got Freaky Mills out of jail? Why you think they put Freaky Mills in compromising situations? Why you think that these billionaires are so open? They're so open to being around Freaky Mills. I mean, think about it. It's a gang of other artists in the industry. There's a million gangster rappers. There's a million young black boys coming out of poverty that's rapping, that got an influence, that's building a brand. But for some reason, they have latched on to Freaky Mills. And the reason they've latched on to Freaky Mills is because I tell y'all all the time, the higher ups and the elites, they see your potential before you even know your own potential. They seek out the Messiah. They seek out the potential Messiah. And if you even have a potential to be the next Messiah, if you have potential to lead the youth, to lead the masses, to lead the urban community, that's when they get you. That's when they sink their teeth in. That's when they send the Geppetto. They send the top puppets like Puff Daddy and Jay-Z and X, Y, and Z. They send them right at you. And before you know it, you have compromised yourself in some way, shape, or form. It could be you could end up at a freak off, right? You could end up at a freak off, or maybe they don't get you at a freak off. Maybe they start going through your music and finding out that you was talking about drugs and finding out the things you was talking about in your past, and they bring that up and they use that for a RICO charge. Maybe they find out that you like white women. You know, that dog fur. That dog fur that white women got that smell like Sassoon shampoo and Newport 100s, because that's what white women hair smell. Well, their fur smells like when I think about it. White women, you like white women. You like Sassoon shampoo and Newport 100s all in the dog fur, shed all over your Maybach. That's when so they send women at you. They send a female at you. They send a stripper at you. And next thing you know, that stripper doubles back and say that you sexually assaulted her. See, they're gonna compromise you. A lot of people are talking about Meek Mills. A lot of people are talking about Freak Mills. They're connecting him with Puff Daddy, not understanding that it's a reason why the narrative has been brought. Now listen. I read the paperwork. Paperwork can be, edited. It can be photoshopped. It can be altered. But I'm going to just say I read the paperwork and it's looking like Freaky Mills was at those freak offs. But see, when you can't see through the smoke and mirrors, when you can't pull the curtain to the side and look to the other side, backstage and see what's really going on, you get stuck on Meek Mill's sexual escapades. Whew, you came to the right place. Yeah, you came to the right place. You might get stuck on Meek Mill's sexual escapades with Puff Daddy and those sex workers. Yeah, because those freak offs was different. You thought you knew what a freak off was. You don't know what a freak off is, homie, until you get with Puff Daddy and those spiked Ace of Spade bottles. And he's ordering male sex workers and he's ordering female sex workers, and everybody's high and everybody's drunk and everybody's sipping spiked Ace of Spade. Those are some freak offs that Meek Mills was involved in. But on a bigger playing field, on the next level, in the grand scheme of things, Meek Mills was an artist that had the potential. He had the potential to lead the masses. He had the potential to influence the youth. Meek Mills had the voice. He had the energy. Now, let me give you some real game on this. Meek Mills, he dropped it, was it DC4? The cover of that album was him as a young man with big, cornrows, busted up face from what the police had did to him. I'm talking black eye, busted lips, swollen face, knots all over his head from what the police out there in Philadelphia did to him. These are the beginning stages of the higher-ups and the elites paying attention to you. Because that right there, it ignites the streets. That right there ignites that inner thug in us. You know, the dude that we was before we became family men, the dude that we was before we became businessmen. And that was a fire album. The higher-ups and the elites already had Diddy introducing Freaky Mills to those freak-offs after that album dropped. You understand what I'm saying? And okay, you know, he done did X, Y, and Z. Freaky Mills done been in the industry for damn near 15 years doing X, Y, and Z. If you drop the albums under the labels, under the contracts, you know, the dirty contracts of these higher ups and the elites, where everybody got their hand in the pot and you get pennies after this album gets sold. He get a chunk, he get a check, he get a check, you get a check, Rick Ross get a check, and then you get pennies. Yeah, when you drop the albums under that type of circumstances, everything is all right, homie. We wouldn't dare. We wouldn't dare let the public find out about them freak-offs because you might not sell that many albums. And if you don't sell that many albums, then we don't get our cut. If you don't sell that many albums, then come on, man. We need you to go platinum. We need you to drop bangers. We need you to be Meek Mills. The world doesn't know just yet that you're Freaky Mills. Oh, yeah, you're freaky. Freaky Mills. But as soon as you go independent, as soon as you iron everything out with Rick Ross, and as soon as y'all come to terms and y'all are on the same frequency and y'all have, coincide and y'all have dropped the album together and Rick Ross decides to give you, your independence, now we're going to let that Freaky Mill stuff out, homie. We're not going to save you. Oh, we redacted your name out of the paperwork. They took Meek Mill's name, they redacted his name out the paperwork, but what they did say is he was a Philly rapper that dated Nicki Minaj. That's Meek Mills, aka Freak Mills. Yeah, we're gonna expose your freaky escapades, homie. We're gonna expose your sexual deviancy to the public. Now you're not looking so gangster, Freaky Mills. So now when you go to sell these independent albums, when you go to make money for you and your family, when you decide to take the middleman out of the equation, it's not going to go so well for you. And again, you already know how we do it here at Grown Man Business TV. We going to give it to you raw. So in my last live, I had a good time, I had a good time with that one. It was funny to me. And, it just is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, the higher-ups and the elites know I'm not going to forget about them. Yeah, I might talk about Freaky Mills. I might talk about, the puppets in the industry like Diddy and Jay-Z and Dre and Rick Ross and all of these dudes. I'm going to definitely point a finger at them, but I'm not going to forget. I'm not like Cat Williams. I'm not going to sit here and point out all of these black entertainers and all of these rappers and these actors without talking about the higher-ups and the elites as well. See the difference, and you got to be happy. I'm sure the higher-ups and the elites are happy because if I was Cat Williams, I would have said names. Yeah, Cat Williams is so deep in the industry, he knows the names of the people that put you in the dress. He knows the names of the people that put you in compromising positions. He knows the names. But even Cat Williams suckered out when it came to that. He didn't mind saying Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, X, Y, and Z. He didn't mind naming black entertainers, but he definitely would not say the name. He wouldn't give no names. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But when you come here, there's no way that I'm going to go at Freaky Mills, that I'm going to go at Officer Ricky, that I'm going to go at P. Diddy and Jay-Z, because I'm definitely going to go at him without doubling back and pointing the finger and exposing the real reason, one of the real reasons why this narrative is being put out, why his business is being put in the streets. Like, you got to understand something. Freaky Mill's been getting freaky for a long time. Think about this. It been years since Freaky Mills put out a classic album, since Freaky Mills put out a #1 album, since Freaky Mills put out a #1 single. It's been a long time since Freaky Mills put out any music that has resonated with the people. But for some reason, somehow, some way, Freaky Mills been keeping those white billionaires very, very happy. Oh, it ain't got nothing to do with his music either. Freaky Mills. It ain't got nothing to do with his music. Those white billionaires, they get so happy whenever Freaky Mills get on them planes, whenever Freaky Mills get to those mansions. They get them on a tennis court and they get them to hopping around. You know, bunny hopping Meek Mills. They love him. He ain't dropped no good music in the last 5 years, and you got to understand something. You got to understand something. He ain't dropped no music, but the higher ups and the elites, those white billionaires, is happy with Freaky Mills. Yeah. How is Freaky Mills keeping those white billionaires happy? Okay, let's take it to the next level. P. Diddy. Love. You understand me? You know, he parties with celebrities. He parties with rappers. We done seen him with Conway the Machine. I mean, even Conway the Machine done been in a jacuzzi with P. Diddy in them thin-ass boxes. I mean, it was disgusting work. I had to talk about it and I exposed it, but I always thought to myself, like, why would you get in the jacuzzi with them thin-ass boxes, Conway? Yeah, you was sipping them Spike Douce bottles. Conway the Machine was sipping on them Spike Ace of Spade bottles. But back to Freaky Mills. Freaky Mills, somehow, some way, you still partying with Diddy. You ain't dropped no fire music in the last 5 years. We don't know what's going on with the Dream Chasers. We ain't heard a Dream Chaser mixtape. We ain't seen a Dream Chaser video. We don't know what exactly is going on with the Dream Chasers, but Freaky Mills seems to always be in a video with P. Diddy calling him daddy. So how are you keeping Diddy so happy? It ain't your music, Freaky Mills. We already know your music ain't what's keeping him happy. He ain't making no money off you. So we know that the money, that ain't keeping Diddy happy. But somehow out of everything you done did in this industry, when you look at that paperwork, it's telling us that Freaky Mills, they got you on tape, Freaky Mills. I don't know how you're gonna get yourself out of this. I don't know how you're gonna deny it when P. Diddy got cameras in every goddamn room in the mansion. So again, you got to ask yourself, what is Freaky Mills doing that's keeping these guys happy? They just follow me. Just look at some of the videos, Google it, go on YouTube. They get extremely excited when Freaky Mills is on that jet. Whenever they get to hang around Freaky Mills, these white billionaires, you know, they just cannot, you know, it's a video with listen, it's a video with Lil Baby and Freaky Mills on a private jet with Mike Rubin and the other white billionaire, the guy that owns the Patriots. And they're all laughing and joking and they're having a good time on this private jet. And Mike Rubin, he looks at Freaky Mills and he tells him, listen, I'm giving you a drunken hug tonight. And I mean, he was just very excited. He was highly excited about giving, you know, Freaky Mills a drunken hug. That's what he called it. Then he looked at Lil Baby and he said, you too, I'm giving you a drunken hug, Lil Baby, tonight. Not right now. No, we're not gonna do it right now, baby. We're not gonna do it right now, baby. We're gonna do it tonight. A drunken hug. You understand? And what I took from that and what I understood from that is that all of these billionaires and all of these 100 millionaires and the puppets and the higher ups and the elites, they all got nicknames for the sexual games that they like to play. Those white billionaires, they call it a drunken hug. That mean they like to get high and they like to get drunk. And once they get fully intoxicated, they get inebriated. After they get, they just can't take it no more. They get so drunk they don't know what's going on. I'm talking hard than a missile. They get hard as a rock, and then they hug each other, and they shove cock. Yeah. You saw what they did to Lil Baby at that mansion party? Yeah, that was a drunken hug. He grabbed Lil Baby from the back, and he gave him 4 pockets full. Lil Baby. He grabbed Lil Baby ass from the back. We all saw the photo. We all saw the photo. He grabbed Lil Baby ass from the back and he gave him 4 pockets full. And he called it a drunken hug. Oh, it was just, Lil Baby, I didn't mean it, man. You know, I didn't mean it. I was just drunk. Lil Baby career been over ever since he got that drunken hug from the back. You already know. You already know homie was hard as a rock. Homie was drunk off those spike bottles, and he was just so full and intoxicated that he just grabbed Baby from the back, hugged and grabbed him, give me a drunken hug, goddammit. 4 pockets full, goddammit. You know how white boys do. Yeah. Well, Diddy calls it a freak off. The white billionaires, they call it a drunken hug. And you gotta, Google it. Go on YouTube. Look at Meek Mill's face when the white man told him he was getting a drunken hug. Look at his face. There's nothing he could do about it. He's been compromised. And again, Lil Baby, Meek Mills. These are 2 rappers. These are 2 young urban hip hop artists that potentially have the potential to influence the young nation. They have the potential to move the urban community. They have the potential to take young men and influence them to do what they want them to do. And if Lil Baby would have told these young men when he dropped that one song, that one song, I can't think of the song, but it's one of Baby's biggest songs that he did a couple of years ago. And he was talking about police brutality. And he was talking about what they want to do to us, what the police want to do to us. And he was talking about fighting back. And he was talking about, man, I ain't getting down. Like, I'm scared, man. The police run down on us and do something to us. They want to kill us, man. Whatever that. Somebody put the name of that song in the chat. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It was Lil Baby's biggest song to date. That's the biggest song he did. And after he did that song, his career ain't been the same. Because he did, it was huge. I can't think of the name of the song. Somebody in the chat know what I'm talking about. The Bigger Picture. Yeah. Salute to the chat. The Bigger Picture. And he told the high, see, this is when I'm trying to give y'all the real. I'm trying to paint the picture. This is when Lil Baby reached the peak of his career. He dropped The Bigger Picture, and he was talking about police brutality. He was talking about racism and the racist cops and the things that we go through as young black men. And on top of that, he was saying within that song, like, bro, I'm going to do the dash on them. I'm a kill them before they kill me. I'm not gonna let you hurt me and take them away from me, away from my mother. I'm scared. I'm willing to do something to these police. The higher ups was like, oh, really? That's when the round table meeting come and they say, Lil Baby is dangerous. Listen, I know his name is Lil Baby. Y'all wasn't paying no attention to him, but he is on our radar. Listen to this song and listen to what he's saying. And soon, now mind you, He's at the peak of his career. This is the biggest song Lil Baby's ever done. Imagine if he would have did another song after that, going deeper, telling young black men, we ain't standing for this shit no more. We ain't gonna let them put their foot on our neck. We ain't gonna let them put their knee on our neck. We gonna go to war behind it. Imagine if Lil Baby did that before they could compromise him. The whole world was listening to Lil Baby. All the youngsters, all the young boys, all the shooters in Atlanta, everybody was waiting for Lil Baby to give them the green light. Yeah, we like that bigger picture. We like what you did with that, Lil Baby. What you want to do? We riding with you, Lil Baby. What you want to do? 4PF. That's what was happening. That 4PF thing was rolling. It was the steam rolling. It was getting momentum that the higher ups and the elites had no control over. So before Lil Baby was able to drop a song worth hearing, before he was able to double back and drop a song that would guide the youth and cause a war, they got him compromised. He ends up at a mansion party or all-white party, and guess what? Mike Rubin gives him a drunken hug from the back. Oh yeah, yeah. And not only did Mike Rubin give him a drunken hug from the back, Kuzma, what's the boy name? It's a basketball player. Kuzma, whatever, Kuzmo, whatever his name is, you can put it in the chat. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The basketball player, the light-skinned ball, Kuzmo. He gave him a drunken hug from the front. Kuzmo didn't understand what was going on. What's the boy name? What's the basketball player name? He didn't understand that those Ace of Spade bottles had sex drugs in them. He didn't know why. Yeah. Kyle, there you go. Kuzma. He didn't know that he was drinking Spike Ace of Spade bottles. He didn't know why he was feeling so freaky. He didn't know why he was feeling so horny. He just know that he had drunk some of that Ace of Spade, and the shit had him feeling hard, and he just wanted to do something. And there's Lil Baby getting a drunken hug from the back. And he said, you know what? I'm going to give him a drunken hug from the front. And now we got a picture of Lil Baby in a sandwich. He's in a freak-off sandwich. He got 4 pockets full of cock in the back, and he got 4 pockets full of cock from Kuzmo in the front. And they just shoving. Look like, what they doing? Sword fighting? Look at the picture. What they doing? They cock on you. Come on, man. He got a man on the back. He's on him, dog. He rubbing dick on his back. It is what it is. Kuzmo is up on him. Kuzmo is 6'7", 6'8". Kuzmo is damn near 7 foot. He's shoving. Yeah, he rubbing it all on his chest. Lil Baby don't know what to do. After this picture surfaces, Lil Baby, we don't believe you anymore, Lil Baby. You can no longer guide the youth. The youth don't really believe you no more, Lil Baby. 4PF ain't looking the same. We finally figured out what 4PF really means, and it's 4 pockets full of cock, because that's what that picture was. You had cock in the back and you had cock in the front. They assassinated the character of Lil Baby, and he ain't never been the same since. And I say all of that to say the same thing about Freaky Mills. When you look on that Learjet, when you look on that plane, the only 2 rappers that be around these billionaires is Freaky Mills and 4 pockets full Lil Baby. Where have you heard this at? What platform have you went to that has breaking each angle down and giving it to you raw, homie? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. The higher ups are playing chess at all times at the highest level. They are 5 to 10 steps ahead of you rappers, ahead of you actors, ahead of you entertainers. You start getting a certain amount of steam, they'll smoke you. They'll smoke you. And listen, if they done got you to a couple of freak-off parties, they know how you get down when you start to drinking those freaky Ace of Spade bottles with the freaky drugs in them. Oh, we can't kill him. Hey. You better not put your hands on Freaky Mills the way you put your hands on Nipsey Hussle. You know how, listen, listen, we let you get young Dolph, but if I ever find out that you put your, do you know what Freaky Mills do at these mansion parties? Or he get freaky. Yeah, yeah. I remember times like this, to grind like this, so I had to rhyme like that, to shine like this. Freaky Mills. Oh, we get him at these mansion parties, and we put the Dreams and Nightmare anthem on, and he's allegedly he's butt ass naked, and he does the freakiest things that Freaky Mills could think of. Because when you're drinking ecstasy and it's mixed with Ace of Spade and it's mixed with a little cocaine, oh, no, no, you better not put your hand. So yeah, they don't want to smoke Mickey Mills. They want Mickey Mills to keep being Freaky Mills. Yeah, they want him to get freaky. It said in the paperwork, Freaky Mills, that your ass been at those freak offs. And listen, you got to be elite to be at them freak offs, homie. You can't be no amateur. Yeah, you got to be freaky to get with Diddy and to be at them freak offs, homie. And Freaky Mills, freaky. I'm giving you some leeway. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt on certain things because I understand that the higher ups and the elites are playing chess at the highest level. They're going to compromise you, but you better know one thing for sure, two things for certain. They not going to get rid of Freaky Mills. They are not going to Nipsey Hustle. They are not going to Young Dolph. They are not going to P&B Rock a Freaky Mills. You done exposed it. Yeah. Yeah, drunken hugs at night with the white billionaires. Then you get with P. Diddy and you're getting freaky. How you think, listen, it's levels to this, like Freaky Mills said. It's levels to this. How you think those white billionaires found out that Freaky Mills would get freaky? Diddy made the phone call. Take that, take that, take that, take that. Listen, Playboy. I got somebody that's real close to my heart. I got somebody that's real near and dear to my heart. And he takes that. Take that, take that. He takes that. His name is Freaky Mills. Now listen. He's in jail right now. He been in there for 6 months. He crying. He got the whole world saying free Meek Mills. Now listen, let me tell you something. If you can get him out of jail, he'll do anything. He'll do anything. He already said it. He already said he used to dream of nights like this, to rhyme like this, and he want to shine like that, to shine like this. And I done had him freaking off. He been freaking off for a long time. So yeah. It's in Pennsylvania. Okay, Puff Daddy. Listen, Diddy. We gonna get him out. But I want you to tell him he need to know what we getting him out for. Or when we get him out, the first thing we gonna do is we gonna put him on a Learjet, straight out to jail. We want him straight out the pen. We don't want him to go home to his girlfriend and knock her boots. We don't want him to go over to Nicki Minaj and knock her boots. We want him fresh out the jail. Oh, 6 months. He been in there for 6 months. Oh, we got one. Hey, Mike Rubin. Hey, Mikey. Hey, hold on, Mikey. We got one. Hey, tell him we gonna get him out. Or we gonna get him out tonight. Oh, but he getting from the jail cell to the Learjet. Oh, we gonna give him some drunken hugs. Don't worry, don't you worry. He like the Sixers. He from Philadelphia, you said, right? Pennsylvania? Okay, well, don't you worry. We taking him straight to a Sixer game. Or we gonna drain him. First. We gonna give him a couple of drunken hugs. Yeah, we don't call them freak offs, Diddy. We don't call them freak offs. We call them drunken hugs because, yeah, we get drunk and high and we hug. You know, but if we poke it a little bit and poke a little there, but we gonna poke a little this and we gonna poke a little that, but we gonna hug. How you thinking? What I'm trying to pin the. I'm painting a picture. Listen to me. Why do you think those billionaires went and got Meek Mills out of all rappers? They could have got anybody out. They could have got Larry Hoover out. They could have got Big Meech out. They could have got Jeffrey Ford out. They could have got anybody out of jail. And we gonna get old Freak Mills out now. Yeah. Let him know he coming straight from the jail to the jet. Straight from the jail to the jet. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. I'm just trying to, again, we gonna joke on Meek Mill. We gonna make light of the situation. We gonna have fun with this. But the higher ups and the elites already know. Meek Mill could be dangerous if left alone. Meek Mill could be dangerous if he go independent and he start talking reckless and he start talking like a rebel and he start reaching the youth, because we already know he dropped one song that been going strong for the last 10 to 15 years in every club. Anytime they play it, it's like a Negro spiritual. It's like an African hymn. It's like you understand? It's the gospel to these black people when they hear, I used to shine like that, to rhyme like this, in a matter of fucked up shit, fucked up, the cuff locked on wrist, hit my tears come, and my tears come true. It was time to enter the game, and I said, yeah, I do. Gotta see it with a bird's eye view. Like I said, high chew, like a nigga sneeze, nigga please for the chicken trees, nigga cheese. Never let them hoes come in between of what we started. Little nigga, but I'm lion-hearted. Wanted me when I was younger, they hated when I departed. I go and get it regardless. Pardon like I'm an artist. Bro, we all know the song, homie. We all know the song, homie. We got to get our hands on him. Because if he drop one more song powerful as that, but in this next song, he get to talking about riding on the police. He get to talking about riding on the higher ups and the elites. He get to talking about rising up in the streets. We gonna have a problem. So here we go. We got billionaires coming to get him. Billionaires. Nobody even thought twice about this shit. They got billionaires. And let me tell you something. I want to leave y'all with this. Philadelphia is one of the hardest places to get out of jail, my G. It is not easy. Like, I spent a lot of time in them Philly streets. I made a lot of money working on a Navy yard in Philadelphia before I came down here to Florida. I got homies from Philadelphia. I got real road dogs, homies, thorough, grown man business, 10 toes down homies from Philadelphia. I'm well known in them Philly streets. Erie Ave, Island Avenue, North Philly, South Philly, Germantown. I've been all over. Hitting shorties. I was doing everything. Before I met my old lady, I was having a ball in Philadelphia. And you're not going to go to jail for violating probation and get out anytime soon, homie. You're not going to violate. You're not going to. When they get their hands on you in Philadelphia in the jail system, they milk it. They milked that shit. Meek Mills would have did 5 to 10 to 15 years for popping a willy, homie. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Crying or not, nobody's going to get you out of jail. It's impossible, man. Ask around. I'm giving y'all some game. Ask around. And then you got 2 billionaires. Pull strings. Make phone calls to the people that own these private prisons, to the commissioners, to the governors, to the councilmen, saying we are going to pull money. Listen, I'll take my whole football team out of Philadelphia. Y'all will lose billions of dollars of revenue. They got leverage. Why did they want Meek Mills? Why did they want Freaky Mills so bad? Why? They wanted Freaky Mills bad, homie. I'm telling you, the phone call. Listen, I got one. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about Fabulous. You saw I tried to, party with Fabulous, and Fabulous acting like he don't want to party. I got to work on him just a little while longer, but I'm going to get that because I told him that I wanted to party with him. But this guy, his name is Freaky. His name is Meek. His name is Freaky Mills. And Diddy gave him the rundown. And those Those billionaires couldn't wait. If Meek Mills wasn't in jail another 2 days. They made a phone call, had a jet waiting for him. What you think Freaky Mills did on that jet, homie? What you think Freaky Mills did on that jet? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be at all times. Now listen again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, you need to make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. You're not playing no games with this shit. This is Grown Man Business TV. This is the only place you're gonna be able to get grown man business. This ain't Saucy Santana, homie. This ain't the Rainbow Coalition. This ain't Lil Nas X. Yeah, I got an Adam's apple. It's baritone in my voice. I'm a big dog with this shit, and this is very few and far in between. This day and age is very few, far in between where you're going to run across grown men that stand on grown man business, homie, at all times. At all times. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I had to double back, and it wasn't to save face for Freaky Mills, but it was to give a broader perspective on what's going on, homie. The last live I did, I gave a broad perspective on why P. Diddy is in the position he's in, and why when P. Diddy fall, a lot of his minions is gonna fall. When P. Diddy fall, a lot of the people that involved in those freak-offs, like Freaky Mills, they gonna fall because Diddy have cameras in all the rooms of his mansions, in his villas. Everywhere he's having these freak-offs, there's cameras. And now there's somebody with the footage of these cameras. His tech man is the dude that gets all the footage for him and sends it to his phones. You know, these dudes are all being reprimanded by the feds. These dudes are all being pressed and interrogated. And in due time, all the footage on those cameras will be exposed, and it won't just be Freaky Mills. I got a feeling that Conway the Machine is on that allegedly. Allegedly. So that's just a broader perspective. And when we, you know, I said to myself, I got to double back. And I got to give a broader perspective on what's going on with Freaky Mills, because it ain't just like he wanted to get freaky. Meek Mills come from the harsh streets of Philadelphia. You know, Meek Mills, when he had the dirty braids and he was a bummy, dusty dude out there in Philly battle rapping, he wasn't getting freaky. The freaky hadn't been added to his name yet. But once he walked through the door and he walked into that industry, everything was cool in the beginning. He was making hits. He was doing his songs. He was able to navigate this industry somewhat. But what happened is he falls out with Rick Ross. What happens is the industry starts getting thick. It starts getting real. These contracts start getting exposed. Not only that, you know, before they got you freaking out, Mills, before they turned you to Freaky Mills, they got you in the Hollywood Hills, you know, sipping lean, popping perks, getting high. He raps about all of this. Getting high, getting him used to doing drugs out there in the Hollywood Hills. And when it all fell down, when it all caught up to him, when he caught those charges, you know, when he was down to his nothing, he was going to jail, his career was over. That's when the higher ups and the elites, that's when they strike, homie. Oh, you been in jail for 6 months, it's over. You know how the jail system is in Pennsylvania? Nigga, they racist. It's a wrap. Your career is over. But you got one opportunity. You got one opportunity. We're going to come get you. And when we come get you, we got a bunch of drunken hugs we're going to have with you, Freaky Mills. And you got to understand something. After Freaky Mills got out of jail, after Freaky Mills got on that jet, after Freaky Mills went to that basketball game, Diddy been calling him daddy ever since. Diddy and Freaky Mills been having a weird, you know, public relationship ever since Freaky Mills got out that jail cell. It ain't been the same. Because after one freak off, it's two freak offs. After one drunken hug, it's two drunken hugs. After two drunken hugs, now we got you bunny hopping at the mansion. And they recording you. I don't care what bet we had. I don't care if I lost 1,000. I don't care what bet. Listen, nigga, I'm not even gonna agree to bunny hop for you if I lose the bet. That ain't what the fuck you mean, man. What is $10,000 I'm gonna pay you, homie? But I'm not bunny hopping and you not recording me, and that shit ain't happening. If that mean we can't be friends no more, then that mean we can't be friends no more. But when they got you on tape freaking off, you got to do what you got to do. When they got you on tape, fresh out that jail cell, taking drunken hugs on that plane. Oh, you a bunny hop. You'll bunny hop around that tennis court with them little ass tennis shorts on. You will do it. Because that's better than them exposing them tapes with you with you freaking off, Freaky Mill. You freaky. Hey, Mickey, you freaky, boy. And now when I look at you, I see the freak in you now. I'm telling you, I can only imagine when they get you high on them drugs. They pop them perks all in them. They putting 2, 3, 4, 5 perks in each bottle, and you sipping that Ace of Spade, and you hide in a motherfucking boy. You hide in the light bill now. You in the party, you on the jet, and you saying to yourself, man, I'm higher than a light bill off this goddamn shit. What? Champagne? I'm high as a kite. And they get this doing them drunken hugs from the back like they did Lil Baby. They get this shoving, yeah. You done got freaky. Freaky Mills, you done got freaky. So anybody that got video, know that these dudes will release video cameras, will release video footage, will create a narrative of your homosexuality to the public, to the streets, to the trenches. You'll just bunny hop. Yeah, well, let me bunny hop. Fuck it, I'd rather bunny hop. You in a jacuzzi after a long night of freaking off at Diddy's house, and Diddy, you look tired, you look wore out, you done had a long night of getting high and freaking off, and you having freak offs, and you got male sex workers and you got female sex workers, and everybody's sex working, and it's y'all sex working, and Diddy recording this shit, and the next morning you in the pool, and Diddy pulled out a camera just like those billionaires pulled out a camera, and he put the camera right on you, Freaky Mills, and he said, you deserve it, daddy. Daddy, you deserve it. You deserve it, daddy. And Freaky Mills, you didn't say one time like, Diddy, I'm not your daddy, homie. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Diddy, chill, man. You talking crazy, man. I'm from Philly, man. We don't even talk like that, Diddy. Why you don't call me dad? I don't think you should. I don't want you to call me daddy, Diddy. You didn't say that. You sat there and you let the diddler, I like that. You let the diddler, you like, did he do it or did he not? Did he shove it? Yeah. Did he do it or did he not? You let did he do it or did he not? Call you daddy, and you ain't even defend yourself. You just say, yeah, that's good. Because if you piss Diddy off, if you piss him off, he might release that footage of them freak offs your ass was in last night. They're going to find the Messiah. And if not the Messiah, the potential Messiah. All you got to do is be a potential. He can potentially be a Messiah. He could potentially go to the next level and become a Messiah. And take control of the streets, take control of the youth, take control of the urban community. We are going to compromise him. Either it's going to be a female saying that you sexually assaulted her, or they're going to say that you're crazy. You know what? This dude is doing drugs. He's crazy. Or they're going to get your ass on a jet. They're going to turn you from Meek Mills to Freak Mills. And yeah, you're going to take some drunken hugs from the front and from the back like they did Lil Baby. Lil Baby career is over. I wouldn't give a goddamn what kind of song Lil Baby dropped. We don't want to hear it because we saw Lil Baby taking 4 pockets full in the back and 4 pockets full in the front. And we now know that that was called a drunken hug, a freaky sandwich that Lil Baby found himself in the middle of. Lil Baby was in the middle of a freaky sandwich. Lil Baby was in the middle of a sword fighting sandwich. They were sword fighting. These men were sword fighting with each other. His career is over. What it do, man? Hey, yo, salute the solo warrior, man. I got shooters in the chat. You understand? For a long time, you got to understand something. For a long time, I didn't have no trolls in the chat. I didn't have nobody in the chat that would even be trolling. You know what I'm saying? This channel has been shadow banned for a long time. But giving up this game, exposing the higher ups and the elites on the level that I exposed them on. Now we got trolls in the chat. We got people saying, you know, we got distractions right in the chat. But regardless if we got distractions in the chat, I got Supreme Science 777 in the chat. I got Solo Warrior in the chat. I got real shooters, homie. And I ain't got to tell them to knock your head off. They gonna knock your head off. I don't even look in the chat. A lot of the times I don't look in the chat. You know, I'm not big on giving the wrenches out, but I got a couple of wrenches in the chat and they shoot. They gonna shoot, homie. Grown men, man, you know, some things ain't even gotta be said, homie. It's better, you ain't gotta worry about it. The shit, we ain't even gotta talk about it. It is what it is. You violate, get your head knocked off. And as grown men, we can agree on that all the way around the board. Yeah, knock his head off, man. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Come on, man. These niggas is crazy. These niggas is crazy, man. You gotta understand something, man. You think if I didn't have the mental capacity of a Freak Mills, you don't think I'd be at 100,000 subscribers by now? Huh? You don't think if I thought like Young Thug or I thought like a Lil Baby, I wouldn't have 2, 3, 400,000 subscribers right now? Like, you got to understand something. You get into this YouTube content creating game, you get into the truth telling game, and I instantly saw the doors to go through. I instantly saw them. Once I hit about 10,000 subscribers, I got 10,000 to 14,000 subscribers really fast. Talking about Young Dolph, exposing, you know what I'm saying, Ghazi and Empire Death Row Records, and telling everybody how these people have insurance policies. I was the first, one of the first on YouTube exposing these insurance policies that these distribution and these record labels have over these artists, homie. I was one of the first to talk about that. And I hit 15, you know, 10, 15, 12, 13,000 subscribers fast. And I saw the opportunities. I saw the opportunities to start talking about certain things, to start promoting certain things, to start acting sassy, you know, painting your nails, talking about child molest, you know, talking about X, Y, and Z. I saw the opportunity to make up stories, to create narratives that wasn't even real, but would pull at the heartstrings of the people, homie. You know, I could have easily said somebody did something to me when I was a child and started pulling at the heartstrings of the people. I could have easily went these different routes that would have me at 300,000 subscribers easily. But it feel better when you grow this shit organically. It feel better when you keep it real and you stand on grown man business, because when I was growing up, there was an abundance of grown men around in the neighborhood. If you ain't have your daddy, your homie had his daddy, and his daddy was in the military, and his daddy didn't play no fucking games, and you knew that. If you didn't have your daddy, you had an uncle that didn't play no games. You had an uncle on your mama's side, an uncle on your daddy's side that was a grown man that you could suck game from. You could absorb game from these grown men. Now Now that I'm the old head, now that I'm an 80s baby and I'm an OG, I look around and I see that these young boys ain't got too many grown men standing on grown man business. Before they see a grown man standing on grown man business, they'll see a Saucy Santana. They'll see a Little Nas X. They'll see one of these rappers with their nails painted like Drake. They'll see one of these rappers wearing a dress like Young Thug. They'll see one of these NBA players with they fingers painted. They'll see a Lil Yachty with his fingers painted. They'll see some feminine ass men. It's the total opposite. When I was growing up, you never seen men painting their nails. You seen hard-working grown men that stood on grown man business, that'll die for their family, that'll kill for their wife, for their kids. Even they neighbors' kids, and they'll come outside and everybody could fall under Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones outside, everybody know he gonna protect, yeah. Now it's a total 360. Before you see a grown man standing on grown man business, you'll see Little Yachty and you'll see Triple Red and you'll see all of these rappers and actors with their nails painted. And then let's go to another level. Let's say they don't got their nails painted, but when you look at their videos, you're going to see a lot of satanic images. So either it's going to be homosexuality or you're going to be a devil worshiper. But the last thing they want you to do is stand on grown man business. That's what make this channel so powerful. That's what make The Voice so powerful. That's what make The Voice more powerful than CNN. That's what make The Voice more powerful than Fox News and DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and The Breakfast Club playing butt tag every morning. When you go to work, you got to hear these grown men playing butt tag and homosexual games with each other. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, homie. You tapped into the realest. To the realest. You know why a lot of people don't respect certain YouTubers, these big YouTubers? Because they realize that, yes, something might have happened to you when you was a child, but it's certain things that you're not able to really explain. Why was you in a picture with Africa Bambaataa when you was 20-some years old? Why were you in a picture with Africa Bambaataa as a grown man? So once you start to realizing it, a lot of people have realized that, damn, homie used that as a tactic to get 400,000 subscribers. And I rock with Haas. But a grown man is going to ask you grown man questions. A grown man is going to say, yo, I rock with you, but I don't understand this part of the game. I don't understand that part of what you're saying. Explain that to me. Because if a man ever did that to me when I was a child, when I turned a grown man, listen, if I ain't smoke him, I would gonna have to maim him. If me and him was in a car and I got a gun, I'm gonna have to do something to him. If you did that to me as a child and I ever got action at you as a grown man, you're done. You're done. Me and Haas, we got a good relationship. I rock with Haas. We chopped it up in the inbox on Instagram, and we was going to do some work together. But my platform is too important to me. It's too pure. I can't have nobody saying that they helped grow this. I can't help nobody saying that they had a hand in this. This shit is being grown organically. That's the difference. That's the difference, homie. Yeah. There's no way that you can say that he did something to you as a youngster, and then when you grew up, you didn't pay him back. You didn't pay him back for that. You didn't make him reap what he sowed for that, because that's what grown men do. Zip with the, I talk about all of these dudes. All of these dudes, homie. Grown men don't get food stamps. I don't care how you give it up, homie. I don't care how you lay it out. We gonna get up and go get it. But food stamps, that's for the women and the children, homie. That's for the women and the babies. A grown man is gonna question you about, well, what the fuck was that about, homie? You smoking all this weed, but you getting, so how about you stop smoking weed for a little while, save that money up, get your hustle on or what you need to do, and then when you get stable, you start smoking weed again. But until then, you stop smoking weed, but you getting food stamps. That shit is not it, homie. That's not it. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Y'all come here for the real, and I can only do that. I can only give you the real. You know, Freaky Mills, he been freaking off at these freak off parties for a long time. I'm gonna say that again. I'm gonna say that one more time for you. Freaky Mills, he been freaking off at these freak off parties for a long time. For a long time. It explains why he had such an issue with Nicki Minaj. It explains why he wasn't able to, you know what I'm saying, hook in Nicki Minaj the way I thought he was supposed to hook her in, the way I thought he was supposed to handle that situation with Nicki Minaj. I really was happy for him, and I was like, damn, this shit is crazy. This is like a dream. You gotta be like, yo, you know, we used to watch Nicki Minaj as a kid, you know, as a youngster. We all used to fantasize and visualize Nicki Minaj, and somehow Freaky Mills got Nicki Minaj, and I was rooting for him, like, yo, you know, this is it. Put a baby in that bitch. Don't wait no time. Do like ASAP Rocky and put babies in her ass right now. And somehow Freaky Mills dropped the ball. And I was disappointed in Freaky Mills. Like, how does this shit happen? How do you get Nicki Minaj and lose her? But deep down, Freaky Mills been getting freaky at these freak off parties for a long time. For a long time. And the drugs, the lean, the perp, the partying, the jewelry, the money, none of that shit can heal the things that Freaky Mills done had to do at these freak off parties. You can't heal it. You can never forget it. You cannot unsee it. You cannot undo it. It's been done already. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. Big salute to everybody in the chat. Big salute to everybody that's tapped into the channel. You understand what I'm saying? We are growing organically. I had to put that out there because you got to understand something. When you look at my numbers, when you look at the traction, when I look at the analytics, I mean, one drop of bullshit will take me to 300, 400,000 subscribers. My channel is, the channel is begging. You understand? The algorithm is begging for me to do one thing. One drop of that shit I'm talking about will take me to 500,000 subscribers in 3 or 4 days. 2 weeks I've gained 500,000 subscribers. I'm telling you, my channel, the channel is growing. It's momentum. It's moving. It's like a snowball effect. But I'm not adding the GMOs to this shit. I'm not adding the chemicals to the food. I'm keeping it organic. And when you do it organically, it takes longer to grow the fruit. It takes longer to grow the food. It takes longer to process the situation when it's organic. And I'm going to keep it that way. I could give you a couple of, I could just make up some shit. See, this YouTube thing, you got to be able to see it on the grand scheme of things, homie. I could make up a story. It could be false. I could tell you anything. I could tell a lie and say somebody did X, Y, and Z to me. I could tell you that, you know, I could come on with a shirt that look a little feminine. You know what I'm saying? I could paint my nails, you know what I'm saying, black. You know what I'm saying? And the people that watch these algorithms, the people that watch these videos and they skim through to see what you're talking about, would see these painted nails and they would say, oh, he's ready. Oh, hey, we got one. We got one. Listen, I'm telling y'all, I just checked out the video. Grown man business. He has submitted. He has been breaking and he has folded. What you mean? Well, we see he has painted his nails. Send over 100,000 subscribers by the morning, and I would wake up and my shit would be going viral. And then you get excited when you see all the numbers and you say, God damn, yo, I'm killing these niggas. I'm going viral. I got videos with 250,000 views on it. I got videos with 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. Go look at my old videos. I got videos with those type of numbers. You get excited. You say, oh, shit. I gained 20,000 subscribers overnight. I just went up 20,000, got 50,000 subscribers. Yeah. Yeah. That shit go up to 80,000 and it starts slowing down again. That's because they want you to do something else. Give us something, Grown Man Business TV. Talk about, like, get like Hassan Campbell. Start giving us details about some shit. Make it up. You know, Haas, he told you that Bambaataa touched him. And then not only did he tell you that he touched him, but he went into detail. He started telling you how he would grease up his thighs. I mean, he's painting a picture. You know, he would come into Bambaataa's apartment and shake his hand, and his hand would have Vaseline all over it. I listened to Haas say this shit. He explained to us, the subscribers, the algorithm, the whole channel, the higher ups and the elites. He explained to them how he would grease his thighs up, white grease up and down his thighs. You understand? Shit that never really had to be said. Listen. Bambaataa did X, Y, and Z. He violated me as a child. You don't have to tell anything else, but you got to understand something. Haas said that Bambaataa violated him. His subscribers went up. They start going up. The shit starts slowing down. Haas said, okay, I got to go deeper about this. They want more. Okay, he violated me, but this is how he violated me. He used Vaseline and his subscribers start going up more. It slows down. Okay, listen, hold on. I'm not done yet. Hold on. He used Vaseline and then he would thigh me and his subscribers went up. Now he got 250,000 subscribers, but it starts slowing down. Okay, he thighed me. Okay, they want me to tell. Okay, this is what I mean by he thighed me. He would he went into intricate detail. Now the dude is sitting at 450,000 subscribers and he has not went up. He cannot get to 500,000 subscribers because they want more. They want more. They want more, Haas. They want more. And I can tell you this, if he was to go in depth and he was to say, okay, when I was an adult, I used to deal with Bambaataa and these are the things that we used to do, Haas would have 1 million subscribers by the end of this month. I only say these things to try to give y'all a breakdown on how this algorithm works, how they compromise you. Haas is a powerful content creator. He has a powerful message, but nobody will ever take him seriously the same way nobody takes Meek Mill seriously, in the same way nobody takes Lil Baby seriously, because the higher ups and the elites have compromised the message. They have compromised Hassan Campbell. I rock with Haas because I always knew this dude is powerful. This dude can really do something. But when you give us all that information, when you get that shit to the higher ups and the elites, when you let them compromise your message, they don't need anything else from you. Your ass is not going to get to 500,000, 600,000 subscribers. They got you stopped right there until you get to talking some more. Give us some more. Grown Man Business TV is the last channel on YouTube. The last channel, the only channel that nobody can say. You have not heard one content creator say, yo, I helped Grown Man Business TV. If it wasn't for me, Grown Man Business TV wouldn't have the traction. I did a YouTube channel with him. I did a YouTube video with him. I did an interview with him. I did X, Y, and Z with Grown Man Business TV, which makes him who he is. I'm the only one. You hear Haas talk about Zip. You hear Bullets Gotti talk about 050 and everybody else that he says that he helped, he put on. Anytime Zip get to talking, Haas says, listen, man, the only reason why you got 20,000 followers and subscribers is because I brought you on my channel. You got to do this shit organically, homie. So listen, man, big salute to everybody in the chat. Big salute to everybody that's locked in. If you have not hit the subscribe button, you already know. Hit the motherfucking subscribe button. Subscribe to this shit. Oh, yeah, I meant to do that. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on real quick, guys. Yeah. All in Alkaline Lifestyle. You already know what time it is, man. Just locked you in. You should have a wrench. You know, always appreciate you coming through the live. You know, when I get to going off on these YouTubers or even just speaking on them, I like to, you know, I articulate myself in a certain manner because, you know, if I rock with you, I rock with you. But when it comes to this grown man business shit, you know, it's always gonna be tough love involved. So as grown men, we can agree to disagree. We can talk it out. We can have conversation. We can have dialogue, and then we can agree or we can agree to disagree. And that's all that is. It'll be what it's gonna be. You know, we tapped in to the fullest. Big salute. Hold on, somebody else too. Hold on, guys, real quick. It was somebody else. Salute to the chat too, man. You already know, man. We turned up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Who was that? I'm just trying to scheme through the chat real quick. It was somebody I saw in here. I can't tell. Big salute to my shooters though. Supreme Science 777. You already know. So listen, man, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Listen, I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. I mean, it's straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the bricks into the bottle, straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. I mean, we not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. Listen, Freaky Mills. You did a lot of freaking at them freak-offs, homie. Freaky Mills, you was getting freaky at them freak-offs, and you was getting freaky with them white billionaires that was giving you them drunken hugs, man, and it ain't no turning back now. It ain't no turning back, homie. Stand on grown man business. And I would suggest that you go ahead and embrace the LBG 123 ABC community. Come out the closet. You know, they will protect you, Freaky Mills. You was getting freaky. But even deeper than that, the higher ups and the elites have compromised your message. They submitted you. They got you in a chokehold. You been breaking, you folded, homie. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But this is Grown Man Business TV, and we don't bend, we don't break, we don't fold. Grown men, this is what the world is missing. This is what the higher ups and the elites, you know, set the narrative and set these agendas out to erase, to eradicate grown men that stand on grown man business. Big salute to the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Big salute to my shooters, my mods. You already know how we giving it up at all times. So listen, man, it's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You know what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. I suggest you tap in.